So, just a couple gardening tips as I'm bringing in this morning's harvest. So, I get about a pint of strawberries every day, sometimes a pint and a half. The strawberries that I've planted are everbearing, so that makes it a little, depending on what strawberries that you have purchased and bought, um, would make a difference. But in my small patch, this is about what I get every day. There were a few more, and but those went to the compost. So what my tip is, you need to pick, once they start coming in, you need to pick every day. So if you go out into the garden and you see some bright red ones, good, you get those. Maybe some that are almost there, but if you wait another day, something might eat it. You want to pluck those too. Also, anything that you see as rotted, you could pluck that off, and instead of letting it rot on the vine. Or if something has nibbled on it, like maybe a bunny or something has gotten to your yard, you want to pluck those off too. Now you could, if you're not squeamish, you could cut off the little part that was eaten on and wash it up and eat the rest, or you could throw it into your compost. But you want to pluck it off, because if you want your strawberries to continue to reproduce or to produce more strawberries, or you need to pluck them off. So when that strawberry's still on there, bitten on or rotting or whatever, the plant is still putting energy into that berry. And if you know something's already eaten on it, pluck it off. Why waste the plant's energy? Let it put energy into another strawberry that you can get in a couple days. In the garden today, there is lots and lots of sage. I planted this, wow, 2-3 years ago, and it comes back every year, and it's bigger and bushier and taking over the garden bed. So I have trimmed it up a bit because I have potatoes in there too, and it's overshadowing my potatoes. So I've got some sage, and I've divided into two things: the flowering that I've cut off, and then I've got my leaves that I'm going to hang and dry. So these, are amazing and beautiful when they're fully blooming. And the sage in my area, it just goes a little dormant over the winter. Even only for a short period of time. It's pretty hardy here in Virginia until about December. I can still go out and pluck some off of there, pick some for chicken or whatever I want to do. But I prefer it ground up, dried and ground, so that I can put it in a rub, which gets, real good into the chicken. So I brought a friend in. Hello there. I'm gonna have to put you back outside, my friend. Okay, so what I was gonna say before I got totally distracted by a little friend there, is that I let this flower in the spring. And that is because it's one of the first things that comes up, and therefore insects can, give it some love and get themselves something to eat. And so I let it flower in the spring. So now that it's, other things are starting to come up, now I can start trimming off some of these flowers and get myself some sage. And what I will do is I will hang this, similar to what I did with my oregano over here. Right, just hang it up to dry, and then it takes about 3 to 4 weeks. I used to give it 4, maybe even longer. And then I just grind it up in my little bullet. I don't use a dehydrator, and I don't have anything fancy. Just it grinds up just fine, and in a powder, just like you would get in a store. But it's homegrown without any pesticides or fertilizers that are anything that you might put in it that's bad for you. It's ready to go. This, I still have sage from last year, so I'll be using the rest of that up while this is drying and start fresh for the year. The flowers, these flowering plants, I'm going to go throw these into my wildflower garden and let them fertilize, break down and fertilize in there, and maybe grow more in the garden, in the flower garden, because they look beautiful when they bloom out, and they smell fantastic. When the sage is finished drying, I'll show you the process for preserving it.